Dear students, have you visited the bank? How can you send money to the people outside through cheque? Good. Now, let me explain some information about the cheque. Cheques are issued by commercial banks as per the guidelines of Negotiable Instruments Act. Do you know the meaning of cheque? Cheque is an instrument in writing containing an unconditional order addressed to a banker signed by the person who has deposited money with the banker, requiring him to pay on demand a certain sum of money only to or to the order of certain person or to the bearer of an instrument. Section 6 of the Negotiable Instruments Act 1881 defines a cheque as a bill of exchange drawn on a specified banker and not expressed to be payable other than on demand. Do you know the essential features of a cheque? The first feature of the cheque is it must be in writing. A cheque must be in writing. It can be written in ink pen, ballpoint pen, typed or even printed. Oral orders are not considered as cheques. The second feature of the cheque is it should be an unconditional order. Every cheque contains an unconditional order issued by the customer to his bank. It should not contain a request for payment. A cheque containing conditional orders is dishonored by the bank. The third important feature of the cheque is it should be drawn on a specified banker only. A cheque is always drawn on a specific bank mentioned therein. Cheque drawn by stranger of no meaning. Checkbook facilities made available only to account holder who are supposed to maintain certain minimum balance in his account. The fourth one is certain sum of money. The order must be only for the payment of money and that too must be specified. Thus, orders asking the banker to deliver securities or certain other things cannot be regarded as cheques. Similarly, an order asking the banker to pay a specified amount with interest, the rate of interest not specified, is not a cheque as the sum payable is not certain. The fifth one is it must be signed by the customer. A cheque must be signed by the customer. Unsigned cheques are signed by persons other than the customers are not regarded as cheque. If there is no signature, it will not be accepted for payment by the banker. And sixth one is pay must be certain. A cheque is said to be valid when it is payable to a certain person. Person should be understood in a limited sense, including human beings and companies also. Thus, instruments drawn in favor of a body corporate, local authorities, clubs, institutions are valid instruments being payable to legal persons. It should be payable on demand. The instrument to be valid and must be payable on demand and not otherwise. The use of the words on demand or other equivalent is not necessary. The seventh feature is the amount of the cheque. Amount of the cheque must be clearly mentioned. The amount should be perfectly written both in words as well as figures so as to avoid mistakes. Moreover, the amount should be so written as to leave no blank space before or after the words and figures specifying the amount. The next feature is cheque must be duly dated. Date of the cheque is important. A cheque must be duly dated by the customer of a bank. The cheque must indicate clearly the date, month and the year. Cheque is valid for a period of 3 months from the date of issue. The drawer can date a cheque with the date earlier or later than the date on which is drawn. A cheque bearing an earlier date is antedated and the one bearing a later date is called post-dated cheque. A post-dated cheque cannot be honored except at the personal risk of the manager. Viewers, so far I have explained you the essential features of a cheque. Hope it will be useful to you when you are going to the bank. Thank you.